the idea that somebody can sit here today and look forward into the future and then just declare what their future is going to be about, I disagree with. You can do that, but what you do is you miss out on all the fulfillment and all the real power that can come as part of the entrepreneurial process. I believe that I believe that when you figure out what you want to do, that's what people typically say, is more of a discovery process than it is a declaration process. And so what I would tell people now it's kind of an interesting blend, because the only way you can discover, like Steve Jobs talks about this in his famous Stanford speech where he says, you can never connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect the dots looking back. There's Simon Sinek, he's got a book called Start With Why. He talks about the same thing. When you really get down to the core power that's going to drive you and the core passion, that's something that is discovered, and you do it by looking back, not by looking forward. Now, in order to look back, you've got to have experiences you can look back on. So I know what we're about now, and within the last 3 to 4 weeks, I feel like I've actually discovered what I was built to do. I love. There's a quote that I've heard that says, the two most important days in your life are the day you were born, the day you find out why. And I love that quote. And that has like extra special meaning for me, especially recently, because I feel like in the last month or so, and keep in mind, this is like, I've been doing this for 4 years. And in the last month, it's actually like the last 2 weeks, I feel like I finally figured out why I was born. And it is the power and the excitement that comes. Like I can't get, like, it's awesome. So here's how you do it. This is what I would tell people. We have this thing we teach called the 6 laws of small business success. The sixth one is that the map appears when the car is in motion. That's the 6th law of small business success. Meaning you'll never, ever, 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 ever have enough information to start anything important, or to finish anything important rather, before you start it. So if you're sitting there and you're in the game of, well, I don't really know what I want to do. And I played that game forever. I played it for the first 3 years while we were in our business. Is this really what I want to do? If I had a bunch of money, would I still do this? Like, I didn't grow up thinking I wanted to do this. Here's what you do. Just take stock of something that you're good at and then go sell it. And then realize, like, no decision is permanent. So you just start, meaning don't worry about what the product is. Just go, if you have something you're good at or you have access to a product, just go pick one. And if you have no idea, outsource the decision-making process to somebody else that knows you fairly well. Just be like, hey, look, I need to start a business. I want to do something. Here are the top 5 things that I've come up with, but I'm not sure if this is what if any one of them are what I really want to do, or I don't know which one of these I should do. Go to somebody else and just say, will you just decide for me? And then make a mental commitment that you're going to spend, whatever, 3 to 6, 9 months on that thing. And maybe it's less, whatever the time frame is. But you do it, and the purpose of doing it is to figure out if it's your passion. Again, the map doesn't appear until the car's in motion. You're never going to discover what you're really passionate about, or what you can really get fired up about, or what you're really here to do until you've tried things. And so what most of us want to do is, we don't want to try and then figure out. We want to sit back here and try and mentally create the map that is the perfect map that will get us exactly where we want to go, and everything's perfect and it's all roses and flowers and all that stuff, right? And that's just not the way that it goes. I mean, I look at where we are now, and I look back at what it took to get here, and there's a whole lot of, holy crap, what if I just didn't do that? But what if I didn't do that thing? That thing led to this realization, which led to this meeting, which led to this realization, and then I was on a plane, and all of a sudden these all clicked, and all of a sudden here's where I am. And there was nothing about what we did at 6th Division and subsequently Plus This, which is another company we spun off. There was nothing about that was, I started with the vision of this is what I wanted to do. So if you don't have the vision, I think the key piece to understand is some people get it. Some people wake up one day and they've got this is what I'm meant to go do. For those that don't have that yet, you just go try stuff. So go pick a product and go try and sell it. And you'll either find out really quickly, I don't like this, or you'll find out that, oh, hey, this is pretty cool. And as you're doing that, and this is the critical piece, as you're creating those experiences by just doing stuff, you stop and you ask yourself why all the time. So, okay, why am I doing this? Why do I like this? Or what do I like about this? And then why do I like it? Like, what is the core thing behind it that's making me like or continue to drive on this? Because the power in what you do is actually not in what you do, it's in why you do it. I don't know if I feel like that might be a little bit of a high level.
That makes very, very good sense. And it's actually, I was going to say bravo. That is honestly the best response I've heard to that question that's actionable and direct and usable.
So, and let me add one other piece to that, see if I can kind of take this home for people, because I believe that entrepreneurship is the gateway to changing the world. Personal belief. But there are a lot of people that are would-be entrepreneurs that are stuck on this little thing of like, well, how do I get started? Like afraid to take that step. And so I just want to drive home this idea of what and why. So do you speak Spanish? Okay. So Spanish helped me understand this. I spent a couple of years in Venezuela, so I speak Spanish. And there's an interesting thing. In Spanish, when you say the word why, there are two different ways that you can say it. And in English, there's only one. And so you get a really interesting element here. So in Spanish, like if I would ask a kid in Spanish and I said, hey, why did your mom, or why'd you clean your room? And the kid comes back and he says, well, because my mom told me to. He would use a word, it's porque, which means like it's the thing that compelled him or pushed him to do it. If he were to come back and say, well, it's because I wanted a clean room, he would say para qué. It's the end result that he was trying to get. Okay, so in Spanish, there's two different whys. There's what am I trying to make happen? And then there's what is the thing that's driving me to make that happen? In English, you don't get that. In English, like, hey, why are you doing this? Oh, well, I'm doing this because I want to make a bunch of money. No. That really is what you're trying to make happen. It's not why you're trying to do it. The power comes from why, and the what almost doesn't matter. If you get honed in on why you do what you do, and I believe, again, going back to the two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. It's the why. It's not the day you find out what you were here to do. It's the day you find out why you operate the way that you do, like what makes you tick, because you can take that and that can be relevant in a whole bunch of different spaces. So I believe every business should have a vision, and the structure of the vision is what are we trying to do and for whom? So you guys have the secret entourage. You're working with people that are getting started in the entrepreneurial space, and you've got what it is that you're like, what is the value you're providing to them, right? Then there's the how, which is what is our kind of unique take on how we're going to make this happen? What do we do where we feel like, hey, we're different than everybody else because we're doing it this way? And then there's the why. And so the why is like, why are you doing that? And the power for you doesn't come in the fact that you're out helping entrepreneurs solve problem X, Y, and Z. It doesn't come in the fact that you've got the courses you have or how you're doing it. The power for you comes in why you wake up every morning and go do it. And it's going to come across in the form of a belief. And when you get down to that core belief, that's where the real power comes. So the what is almost trivial. It's like, just go pick one, find one that you can have fun at, but then the whole time pay attention and try and uncover the why that sits at the core, because it's like the source of power.